Good morning. So, as promised on Tuesday, we are back for this week's podcast. Today is an observation. I've just had an incredible piece of toast and a very nice cup. Well, halfway through a very nice cup of tea. I think a piece of toast with jam on it is incredibly underrated, but incredibly tasty. So yeah, I've just enjoyed a nice piece of toast. I'm still enjoying my tea. But today's episode, observation. There's so much hatred around at the moment, online, on social media. There's so many, in-person acts of violence. There's so much going on in the world at the moment, and there's not, much good to be said about it. I mean, we all say derogatory, that's a hard word to say, stuff, and, we express our distaste. We all say stupid things, but to do it publicly and overtly when you're in a position to do real damage is wrong, especially when most of the time you don't even know the people who you are saying these things about, who you are, directing this hatred towards. You don't even know them. I mean, occasionally in life, people do deserve to be told that they're being dicks, but that's generally reserved for the people who are closest to us, the people who we know and who have personally wronged us. And we can deal with that, privately and personally, and not in a public forum for everybody to see and for everybody to jump on and join in, because that's not fair. That's not how it works. Someone wrongs you, they haven't necessarily wronged everybody else. So it's not right for other people to jump on board. We are human beings. We're not saints, but we have a choice, and the vast majority of us do know better. And maybe we forget sometimes. We get wrapped up in emotions and all that kind of stuff, but we always have the capacity for empathy and to understand what our words and our actions can mean for other people, what kind of damage they're going to do. And it's not always enough, but it's always there. And as is the awareness of consequences. But there seems to be a growing level of detachment from reality and an inability to think for ourselves. So there seems to be this trend of people doing things they wouldn't normally do because they are following what other people have told them to do. And it's not always the best course of action. It's not always the best thing to do. There's a difference between disliking something and being pissed off, but then actively going out and inciting hatred and posting shit on social media that is going to cause arguments and is going to cause divisions and is going to just work to perpetuate the issue. At the minute, it seems like social media is becoming a bit of a cesspit, and there's a lot of bullshit in there. And I understand that for people with businesses and, people that are in marketing, there is going to be a level of polarity. You're going to have people who like you and people who hate you, and that's the way it is. That's part of being out there and having people, follow you and follow your work. Not everyone's going to like you, but there seem to be people who are playing this up. I've seen a lot of coaches who I respected highly, and they're in this role of helping people live better lives, but they're taking it to the extreme. Talking way beyond what's necessary about politics and religion, or getting really personal about people's life choices. So I've seen instances of racism and homophobia and transphobia and sexism and pretty much anything that creates some form of division between people coming out in the work of people who are there to help everyone live better lives. And I understand division, but as a marketing tactic, but I don't think that's the way forward. I think that right now we've reached a critical point in life, in the world and on our planet, where things could go either way, and it's up to us to either make things better or destroy it completely. So instead of pushing each other and fighting and creating divisions and all this mindless arguing, now is the time that we should be working together as a human race and making the world better. And I don't want to go off on a tangent and sound like a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but it's just something that I've been observing a lot recently. I even had a person who lives a few streets away from me knock on my front door the other day and try to manipulate me into signing a petition to stop the building of a care home for, wayward teens and kids who need somewhere to go and who need proper care. People need help. So why would you want to oppose that? Through fear and through ignorance and through whatever else. But to go around and to actively try and manipulate people, which is what was happening with some of the things that were being said, I'm not going to say because obviously it's whatever, but it's just wrong, come on, just live and let live, which is what my mum would always say. And until someone personally does you wrong, just leave it alone, cultivate the ability to think for yourself, form your own opinions instead of going with the crowd, doing what people are telling you to do and getting washed away by this mob mentality of hate that you probably don't even believe in and you don't even mean. A lot of the people out there who are creating divisions and saying stupid shit are not mean people. They are not bad people. They're just getting washed away in all this crap and all this manipulation. So it's a case of, thinking, do you really want to live a life that is full of hate and drama and heaviness when you could just let that stuff go and, forgive people, leave stuff alone and feel so much better for it? And perhaps that's a selfish way of looking at it. But at the end of the day, what benefits you is benefiting everybody else. Because there's a lot to be said for leaving stuff alone, for forgiving things, for letting it go. You will be so much better off. You will feel so much better. And that will have a knock-on effect to the outside world. And, as corny and as woo-woo as it seems, we are all connected. We are all one. And it's these kind of hateful divisions that are becoming increasingly popular, which is insane because it's creating disconnection amongst us, amongst, the world at large. So it's craziness. But anyway, before I continue ranting, a couple of questions for you. How could you today do something to spread a little bit of love instead of a bit of hate? What could you maybe forgive, or what could you let go? How could you check yourself and be mindful before you open your mouth and comment on something or say something in a hateful manner? Can you stop yourself? Can you rethink what you're about to say and whether you actually believe that and what you're about to say is useful, or if you're just saying it for the sake of saying it because you've seen somebody else say it or because in the moment you think it's the right thing to do? Awareness is always the first point of call for any decision that you're going to make. And we all have it. It's inbuilt in us. But if you're not training it or you're not using it, and you're just instead following what you've been told or what you see everybody else doing, then it's wasted. We all have the ability to raise our awareness, to be mindful, to understand that there is a bigger picture and that there is no need for hatefulness and division and all this mindless violence and nonsense. And it only takes looking at yourself and being able to stop and just consider before you act to start making a change. So yeah, consider that today. What could you do to spread a little bit of love? Could you stop before you say or do something that's going to perhaps cause some kind of negative response from somebody? And just what can you do to raise your own awareness? So consider that. And also consider this. On the 29th of March, the 7-day upgrade is back. Some good changes again. Every time we do one of these 7-day events, I tweak things, I change them, I upgrade them, I make them better. So I've spent the last week or so really upgrading it so it's even better. And, we're going to spend a week together. We'll go through some real world exercises to help you deal with stress and anxiety, to help you get some clarity around what you want in life, and to train you in some simple habits that will help boost your energy. So every day you can go out and start doing things that help you live a better life, that help you create the world that you want to be part of, rather than being a victim to everything that's currently going on in your life. So if you want in on that, and you want to spend a week within the Limitless event, get some amazing tools, get some amazing training, get some amazing results, let me know and I will drop the link to you. So yeah, that's for today. Go and spread a bit of love and let me know if you want to join us for a week of upgrading. I'm going to go finish my tea. You go do something nice.